relations, we have looked at the world using paradigms. Paradigms, and there will be three of them, but generally to define paradigms first, paradigms are a dominant way of looking at a particular subject, structured patterns of inquiry and interpretation. And as I mentioned, there are three paradigms in international relations: realism, liberalism, and constructivism. Now, before I picture these pictures, I want to back up and give you a story about how I see these three paradigms very much in my own life, specifically the interactions around a dinner table at my supper club. That's right, I have a supper club. I am one lucky gal. Supper club, we basically created, about 5 or 6 years ago now. And it's a group of couples that really enjoy getting together and we all enjoy making good food. We all enjoy eating good food and having good conversation. Well, it was at this supper club that I realized that there were three different couples within this club, other than myself and my husband, and they all share three different characteristics, or three types of characteristics, that reminded me of the three major theoretical paradigms in international relations. Let's take a look at this first couple, the realist couple. You see this in a situation where one partner always calls the shots with the other one. So the power dynamic is so skewed in the direction of just one person, and the other one just has less power for whatever reason. There's another couple who seems to have equal power dynamic, and in fact, or if there is a power dynamic, it's not what you're first noticing. It's not so much about power, but instead it's about reciprocity and fairness. They focus very much on, for example, if one gets their choice of vacation destination one year, then the other partner will get it the next year. And so you see liberalism reflects also this, a sense of reciprocity. And then the final category, some don't even call a paradigm, because it started out as a bunch of critical theories clustered around one another that actually were critiquing realism and liberalism. But since then, it's kind of carried its own weight and had some staying power in international relations. So I'm going to go ahead and round it up and call it a paradigm, or kind of a framework based on clusters of theories that all kind of clump together and are usually based on similar assumptions. And this couple, you could see, was very madly in love with each other, still is, not. And they seem to be focused more on that value of love. It wasn't certainly about power. Their focus is not about power in their interactions. It's also certainly not so much about fairness. One person gets something than the other. It tends to be almost kind of self-sacrificing. Now, constructivism doesn't predict that everybody will be self-sacrificing, but it does say that if you can determine what matters to a person, and if values matter, well, they'll act very differently than realism or liberalism might expect them to act.